One thing you want to see from a young player is how he can back up a good innings, and that's exactly what he did against a red-hot Jofra Archer, who really put in a great shift today and was quite hostile. So it was nice, even though it was just 1 over, it was nice how comfortable or how easy Shubman Gill made it look.
Good to see him take the responsibility as well. This is kind of going to be his first full season with KKR. And in the very first couple of games, or rather in the third game as well as the second, you could see him take that responsibility and try to bat deep into the innings. And I think that's something which is very heartening to see from a youngster.
From looking at a chase of 160, you go to 174. That is the difference that Morgan's innings made. Not just to stay as a set batsman or the last recognized batsman, if you like. It's the second game in a row where he's had a slow start, but made sure that he's in, and the more he stayed at the crease, like any good batsman, you'll get used to the pace of the pitch, and then you can accelerate when the time's right.
Eoin Morgan being part of the KKR setup is such a huge advantage. I mean, not just as a batsman, as a leader as well of the group, and as a batsman as well. I mean, the fact that he can be so flexible in where he bats. He can bat in the middle order, or rather in the middle overs, and also can finish games. And today, obviously, he was called upon to finish the game, which was fantastic again. I think, and obviously, I mean, he was dropped when he was on 8, but then that's the quality of the man that you have there. I mean, that gives you the flexibility to kind of move around with someone like Andre Russell as well, which happened in this game.
Yeah, a bit strange actually. I mean, maybe that's the role that Steve Smith has decided to take on in this year's IPL for Rajasthan Royals. The difference was they played a couple of games in Sharjah, which was a little bit different to in Dubai. So perhaps should have had a bit more of a look against possibly KKR's best seamer. It was a good thing from KKR that they started with Cummins because you want to try and attack the best batsman up front and try and set up the game in the first 6 overs, and that way it makes life easier for the bowlers to follow, which is what exactly KKR did.
This is such an Australian approach, isn't it? Try and put the opposition under pressure. If the best bowler is bowling, you try and put the best bowler in the opposition under pressure. And I think that's what maybe Steve Smith was trying to do as an opener. But unfortunately didn't work today. But yeah, I mean, I also thought that this was a different pitch. The last couple of games they played at Sharjah, where the pitch was a lot flatter, a lot more suited for batting and that kind of batting. But I thought I'm just not going to read too much into it because just one off day it seems. But it'll be interesting to see how he approaches in the future as well as if he still opens.
The one thing that both these guys have always had is pace. Agarkar seems to be a little bit quicker. We saw Mavi actually, a lot of people forget because KKR lost, had a really good game against Mumbai Indians. Bowled well at the start, bowled well at the death. So must be a lot more confidence 3 games into the tournament, and that is what you want. I think all good teams, if you look over the history of IPL, have had good Indian players, and those 7 Indian players dictate how your seasons go, and these 2 are a massive addition to KKR with their confidence going up.
So good to see the youngsters coming back after almost couple of years of staying away from the game. Majorly because of injuries and all, but it's just good to see them back and still trying to bowl quick and also bowling smart. And also, KKR showing faith in both these 2 youngsters and the captain as well, because I think they've been earmarked to bowl the death overs, even though last couple of games they really didn't need to as much. But credit to KKR for showing so much of faith in these 2 youngsters.
Whether you call it the best bowling attack, we'll have to wait a little bit more in the tournament, but they've got most bases covered. I mean, if you look at pace, they've got a leader in Pat Cummins and 2 young Indian quicks who are growing in confidence with each game, which is a great sign. And they've got Sunil Narayan, arguably one of the best T20 bowlers, and Kuldeep and Varun Chakravarti, who's had a couple of really good games. So, and Andre Russell's there if and when required. So you'd think they have the most balanced attack. There are going to be days where some bowlers will have a tough day, but when you have options to fall back on, it just makes life for the captain easier.
Definitely the deepest bowling attack with 8 bowling options that they have in the playing 11. I mean, that's definitely deep enough. And definitely one of the best bowling attack as well, as Ajit mentioned. Also, I think what they've figured out is who bowls where. I think that's such an important aspect, is in allocating and defining roles for every bowler. I think they also kind of got that going, and with just 3 games into the tournament. So I think they seem to be in a good space as far as bowling is concerned.